has made it quite uncomfortable. I think 8-3 was the lead that Quadri Aruna had last game before the turnaround when Dima started coming back to 8-8. Beautiful counters. Dima using that wingspan, standing a bit more central on the court, not taking as many risks in terms of running around unless he thinks he can finish the point. Very short stroke counter attack. Just waiting for Aruna to play it down the line. Backhand punch shot from Quadri Aruna. It's been quite impressive that he's been able to win so many points in this match with that shot. We don't see a lot of men with inverted rubber playing backhand punch shots in the middle of rallies anymore. Waldner used to do it quite a lot. But Dima now with 6 game points, looking to climb his way back. Now Dima's been coughing since I saw him play the opening round against Kirill Skachkov, in every match as well. But in the counter loop rally, forehand to forehand, it's an 11-4 victory, a dominant performance from Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Still 1 game away from victory. Quadri Aruna will go to the corner and think about what he has to do, and Dima will discuss it with his coach. Got game 6 coming up right after this. So back for game number 6. We heard the buzzer sound off again. Have to wonder if it's at random. Oh, after all that work, some incredible shots from Quadri Aruna to chase 2 of these down. Still a lot of pressure coming from Dima, but this point could continue. We've already had 2 points that I wouldn't be surprised to see in the top 10. If this one has a solid ending, it might end up there as well. Just miscalibrating there, Quadri Aruna. Dima in strong form here, turning on the boosters here. Bit of side spin to throw a wrench into the system, mess up the timing of Dima. Swiping across the ball. Nice mix-up of receive, change of pace from Quadri Aruna. Clever idea. Now, I'm not sure if Dima's saying that hit the top of the net or it's a wet ball. If it's a wet ball, he'd show him the wet mark on the racket right away, so you have to imagine he's claiming it's a let service. Outstanding play again from Quadri Aruna, so if I'm not mistaken, the point before was not replayed. Quadri Aruna said, no, I didn't see anything. We've seen this before, though, when the games get tight, when the matches get really tight and the points become really important. Suddenly, it's tougher to just say okay to whatever your opponent says. 3 points apiece, dead even here. Still a little bit confused. I'll update you as I learn more about that point. It might end up being tomorrow between talking to the players and whatnot. Maybe I'll try to catch him between games, but that means that Dimitrij Ovtcharov would have to win this game. bounce left. Quadri Aruna tested backhand to backhand here, or at least using his backhand, which he's done quite effectively throughout this match. One punch shot ready to turn the corner, but it depends on the placement on the table. When he plays it deep enough to the backhand corner, he's comfortable to turn for the next ball. Oh, just missing the edge. Oh, by a hair. Such an uncomfortable ball. Comes down on the table. I'd love to see this point again. If that comes down on the edge, that is going to be an arrow into the heart of Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Trailing by 2 now with the serves. Quadri Aruna. Just a little bit late on that next ball. The big stroke he took on the forehand before took him a little bit of time and energy to recover from. Still makes contact, but just doesn't get enough of the racket face on the ball to lift it up and over. Wow, Dima from way behind the table to handle the Quadri Aruna forehand time and time again. This is a highlight point. Incredible shots. Bit of side spin on that too. You can tell by the way Quadri Aruna reacts. Looking at the table for that bounce. The way things are going right now, this looks like it very well could be going to a 7th and deciding game. But 8-3. In the past, when Quadri Aruna was up 8-3, Dima came back to 8-8. We saw him down 1-5, Quadri Aruna to come back. Step behind there for the forehand attack, and at the second towel break of the game, it's a 4-point differential. Quadri Aruna very focused as his work cut out for him. We've seen him fall to the ground in victory on 2 occasions already. One earlier today, one yesterday against Yuto Kizukuri. An incredible match to watch. But this one right here, this could be the match of the tournament. Spinny backhand and the missed contact, top edge of the racket. Quadri Aruna apologizing quickly. 2 points in a row, bit of a streak here. Watching him slide out there as his feet move so quickly wide to the forehand. It's a lot of pressure on the body. Burns him, the forehand just smoking down the line. Side and topspin to the forehand corner. 2-point game. This was starting to look like a runaway for Dima, up 8-3, but now one more point for Quadri Aruna. This feels like it's either way. A lot of momentum right now for Quadri Aruna. Perfect shot! Baits him as deep as he possibly can down to the backhand side of the table. Dima takes the bait, runs around. Quadri Aruna blocks it back to the open table. This will be the second Waldner reference I have for Quadri Aruna today. The Great Wall of Nigeria. Not 2 in a row. Dima with a quality backhand here. He had a quality forehand before. A little bit different trajectory from that backhand, and there's less open table for Quadri Aruna, so the pressure has changed. Dima hangs on to the 2-point lead. Wow. Look at how wide to the backhand this is. We've got Quadri Aruna taking this shot from 1 to 2 feet outside of the table on the backhand side, and still it's too much pressure for Dima to keep it on the table. Better late than never. Could have been 8-8 and now 9-8 for Quadri Aruna had he blocked and won the point before. Ooh, that was the one. I mean, this one was wrapped with a bow on it. There was a little card on it that said to Quadri from Dima with love. And he couldn't take the point. Now obviously Dima fighting to win every point here, but that was probably the most winnable ball the best setup that Quadri has seen since he was down 3-8. 2 game points for Dimitrij Ovtcharov. And it's going to game 7. What a match this has been. Please be responsible and tell your friends. If you're watching online, if you're watching on TV, let them know what they should be doing right now. I don't care if they're on a date, if they're at their wedding. If you're a good friend, you tell them to watch this live. Game 7, Dima versus Quadri Aruna, coming up right after this. Players come back to the chanting of the crowd. The slow clap has picked up in speed. Dimitrij Ovtcharov wins the last 2 games. 11-5, 11-8. Quadri Aruna from up 3-1 is now in game 7. Momentum is on the side. The player in red and blue, Dimitrij Ovtcharov. But it's a new shirt. Is it a new mind frame? Is it a clean slate, a clean start for Quadri Aruna here in game 7? Very close. Serve right off the back of the table, and I can't remember the last time we heard Dima Chole in this match. Could be a bit more energy coming out of Dima. Two points in a row at this point. I think every point will be crucial. Will be a fight. A little bit slower shot. Quadri Aruna changes the timing. Times like this, a timeout would be delightful. 1 per match per player. Clever idea going for the long push, but not a point yet for Quadri Aruna in game 7. And there's the buzzer again. Really surprised that Dima was ready to play right away. First point for Quadri Aruna. He's on the scoreboard in game 7. We've seen bigger comebacks. Remember, he was down 3-8 in last game and got 4 in a row. If he gets 4 in a row starting right now, they switch sides of the table with Quadri Aruna in the lead. That's hilarious. A spotlight was just shined directly on a player in the corner. Not a player, I'm sorry, a person in the corner. Maybe the person with the spotlight believed that that was the man responsible for the buzzer. So much mystery here, so many questions to ask. What an unusual use for a spotlight. Awesome, it's like the bat signal out here. And after that counter backhand from Dima, Quadri Aruna still not phased. Stays on top of it, keeps the forehand in play. What focus and precision and determination from Quadri Aruna. Second point this game. The last game of the match, no matter what. There is no game 8 in a best of 7. That's math. So Quadri Aruna now, if he can convert both of these serves, will tie the score. And he takes the first one, outright service point. 3-4. I was thinking, hypothetically, if Quadri comes back to win this game and the match, he will be on the floor. I don't even know what will happen, but there's no one in his corner to hug right now. Oh, beautiful touch. This time it works out for Dima. He leaves it softly over the table, gets it over the net. And as they switch sides, because it's the final game of the match, to keep things balanced, it's Dima in the lead by 2. An encouraging lead, but not a comfortable one. Quadri's recovered deeper deficits than this. Looks to be below the table there. Top edge of the racket for Quadri Aruna after all those unlikely shots come back. Dima checking for cracks once again. Off the edge of the racket is a likely time for the ball to be cracked. Quadri taking many shots off balance, still getting him back into play there. Very awkward ball. Dima gets it back into play with just sort of a last resort block. Side-swiping block. Look at this one more time. The backhand leaves some side spin on the ball. Not a lot of top spin on it. And that variation of spin causes trouble for Quadri Aruna, down 3-7. Big point here. 4-7 for Quadri Aruna. Again, the danger of that backhand, one of the best backhands in the world. Dimitrij Ovtcharov from way behind the table, still able to win points. Quadri thinking deeply, what's it gonna take? How can I set up the point? Oh, second bounce on the table again for Dima with the soft hands. This is rare. I mean, to see someone keep the ball on the table for a second bounce on a serve receive that's essentially half long and a player's looking for the attack opportunity. Twice in the same game this has happened to Quadri Aruna. But this is how hungry Quadri Aruna is for that opening attack. No, Quadri! With a shot like that, and Dima comes right back and plays it down the line. To make that anywhere on the table, hitting it that hard against Quadri Aruna's forehand is, you know, there are just a handful of people in the world who can do that under pressure, and Dima plays it back down the forehand line. Still the chase continues. Quadri Aruna not done. Never gives up. That's what Quadri Aruna means in my language. Little bit of side spin on that to help it carry back. Dima doesn't compensate enough in closing on the ball to keep it inside the table. It's also a signature, very iconic shot right there. Dima's backhand where the pinky comes up and he turns the racket head down like a shovel for a backhand receive, for a push. Not too many players playing that shot. Once again, it's the backhand! Right to the corner! Quadri Aruna's got both feet in the air. Just, you could hear thunderous stomping of the feet coming down for all the power that Quadri's putting into that. And Dima with the backhand, he's so dangerous. Who else in the world do you have to worry about hitting back that hard with their backhand from behind the table? Fan Zhendong? Zhang Jike in his prime? Ma Long occasionally? 4 match points for Dimitrij Ovtcharov. This match has been worth whatever anyone paid for admission here, 10 times that to see live. Just for this match alone. And a day with 12 matches on a TV table with spectacular lighting. It's still not over. 4 match points for Dimitrij Ovtcharov. And now it is, he spins it down the line. What a miraculous and brilliant comeback. The match of the tournament for me. Dimitrij Ovtcharov thrilling the crowd. It takes 2 to tango. Quadri Aruna, hats off, absolutely. Standing ovation. This is for both players. But the better player today overall was Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Not by a lot, but by enough. Unbelievable performance. Really just an absolute clash from both players, bringing up each other's level. Dima's clearly frustrated about something, but he should take a minute to just accept that he made it. He got through. Sometimes you have to congratulate yourself. It's tough when you're not happy about the way things went. But it's going to be Dimitrij Ovtcharov versus Kenta Matsudaira. It's tough to imagine a better match than the one we just saw in any single match. But Kenta Matsudaira has been playing incredibly well. He's top 15 in the world right now, which is almost double the ranking, or half the ranking, if you will, of Quadri.